Ladies and gentlemen, a great good afternoon to each one of us as parents here. Today is a special day in terms of the Lamb School because we've had a chance to witness the different talents that our children are having. My name is Dennis Lindo, and I normally tell people I'm the only Dennis Lindo in Uganda, in East Africa and Africa south of Sahara. But I'm excited today when I came to witness over what was taking place here. It reminded me many years ago, over 20 years ago, when I last watched something like this for my children. Because my last born is 20 years, and the firstborns are already away from the home. So I am witnessing what we call an empty nest syndrome. And when I come to this, then I'm able to remember those many years that it so happened that I could come and participate in some of the activities. I want to thank the parents that have actually come today, first and foremost. One, it takes a parent to save time to come and watch and participate in an event like this one. And I want us to give a special round of applause to the men, to the parents. Men, can you kindly stand up for recognition?
You realize, let's give them a big hand clap, the ladies, let's give them a big hand clap.
We have them here. And I could see many of the parents actually were not here when we started. The opening act, if there was a way I could actually, Mr. Headmaster, if there was a way I could have requested the opening act to be done for the teachers again, for the parents again, you really missed. It was a sample of the Olympics, the way the Olympics start. But of course, because of the scorching sun, we might not be in a position to. To become a mother or a father can even be an accident. But to become a parent is a choice that each one of us must make. Now, it does not mean that every mother or father is a parent. So I want us to make that distinction. I know so many that probably have so many children that on a day like this, when every school calls for your attendance, you probably cannot cut into yourself into half to attend to any of those because you have many. Many is not the number. The question is, what kind of parenting image are you going to give? The country has been facing a rife of cases in secondary schools, and in the secondary schools we are witnessing what has never been in our times, not even in your times. I don't remember a time when a child took their lives in our time. And you know what the problem is? The question is parenting. And I'm not the expert on parenting, but I'll just share my experience. My firstborns are 35, close to 36 right now. The secondborn is 28 now. Thirdborn is 24, and all of them are graduates. And the lastborn, the results just came out yesterday, and we have something to talk about. I had to drop her at about 4 o'clock for something she's supposed to do 4 a.m. And I said I must drop her. And as I took her, dropped her, hoping to be here in time, I had these words to tell her. Now that the S6 results are out, the choices you're going to make are yours. You make a choice to stay wherever you want to stay, to do whatever you want to do. I am concerned, but the biggest concern is on your side. Parents, let me go back to the little ones, because you're saying that message is not for us. Whoever is 20, 37, 35 was once a child. And what makes a child to become a child of substance is primarily from a good parent. Remember now I'm putting even the adjective good. A good parent. A good parent should know and smell and sense and communicate to a child even without a word. Nga tolina kyoyogedde omwana n'amanya, the child would know wano waliwo danger. My mother, who was supposed to be here today, because I share that mother with Miss Ferry, and Ferry is the fourth in our family and I'm the firstborn, she could just only look at me or her or anybody else and you sort yourself. No vow nga toyogedde. Now today, parents are debating with their children. No, no Junior, no, no honey, don't do this, don't do that. And the child says no and you accept. And you expect them to behave differently when they go to high school, to primary school, and the kind of things I don't want to mention so that you don't fall into those guys' ears. But the kind of saga now we have in the news. In a school which is even owned by the Ministry of Education. So today, if you are a parent, the child, the moment the child gets out of your womb, the child becomes owned by the world. NNC, the Tuberamu, starts to own you. They even start to question. They wonder, what kind of parenting did you receive? So I know the love. And let me talk about mothers and dads here. I know you love your children. In my time, I could never sit in my father's chair. Not because there was molesting of a child or mistreatment of a child, it was respect. Today, our children are competing with our phones. Your phone is theirs. Your chair is theirs. I went into one of the families, and I'll just give you an example, because I do family counseling, I do business counseling, I do coaching, I do enterprise development solutions and many things. That's not the time for them today. But let me share just one experience. A little while, a few years later, earlier, I visited a home and I had a counseling session for a mother and a father. Both of them are doctors, for a child called Talemwa with a short called Tal. So I get into the home and I sit, and the mother is preparing things. We are waiting for the dad to come for this great counseling session we are supposed to be having. And Tal comes. They had this L-shaped, chair structure. Tal moves from one end of the structure like a rat. He moves and he gets behind me and falls there. He realizes I am not impressed, but he tries the second time. He moves again and he moves behind Nagwawali. Then he realizes I had ignored him. He goes to one of the corners and says, "Uncle, I am going to become Batman. I am going to jump and fall on the centerpiece, which is the glass one." I realize the moment he does that, he definitely will be injured, probably even dead, and before long these cameramen, as you see them, will be there. Omusajja yabadde akyadde mu maka g'abantu, omwana n'akola ki, omwana n'afa. So I called Tal. Nemula, Tal, come. Nemuteeka mu magulu wano. As I'm with, in English I may not be able to bring it out properly. Now listen. Nemuteeka mu magulu wano. Nemuweetako ku mukono ku mutwe. Nga guno omukono gukutte engalo ze. Nga I'm increasing the pressure minute by minute. In a few minutes, Tal had already started crying. Era mama we najja ng'akutte juice. Nanga omwana abadde ki? Nesituka. Nemugamba ono omwana nti, I cannot stay here. Bukedde J or any other media nti mbadde wano mwana n'afa. Era ngenze. What about the juice? Ninga ne juice mulese. I'll fast forward for you. Buli lwe yagaananga okulya nga bamugamba uncle olyajja ng'alya emmere. Buli yagaananga okukola homework, uncle olyajja ng'akola homework. Let me fast forward for you. A few years later, about some 7 years later, I was invited on a graduation for Tal. And I was given a seat amongst the parents. Nanze tata agenda okwogera after his father. So what am I saying, parents? The moment you have this child out of your womb, the child is no longer yours. The child is for the nation. I am not saying become rude, become hard on them, but become firm. I can be firm without necessarily being rude or even violent. My daughter asked me yesterday before we did the movement we did this morning that she wanted to sleep over on an event which I know of the family, Christians, their friends, but she wanted to be because she's a service provider as she does have a pension. When she asked that I give permission, I deferred the decision and I said we shall talk about it tomorrow. That tomorrow was this morning when I made the choice I will drop you. I dropped her and got to know where she stays, whom she goes with, what she does. But listen, in the discussion as we moved, I had about 30 minutes of my one-on-one with her without using a cane. And she realized that actually some of these things she does, they are okay, but not for her age. Because I was asking her, now when you move at maybe 5:30 or even 5, when you're going for some of this work, which is church-based, how do you move? Say, Boda Boda. Then I said, Boda B, okay, fine, you go with Boda B. So how safe are you? She said, I have a scissor and I have a needle. I said, that's not safe enough for you. We treasure you. And as I spoke about me treasuring her, she was already wetting her tears. Because she realizes that dad cares. So I want to talk to the fathers here. The absence of a father in a home denies the chance of that home to have the head of the family. My presence cannot be my phone. My presence cannot be my bedroom. My presence must be on the dinner table. And at the dinner table, we talk about different things. Not necessarily hard things. I need to know what your thinking pattern is. I need to know what your aspirations are. I need to know your table manners. I need to know, have you been in a home? I know you're dealing with younger ones, and I'm about to end. These ones are not giving enough problems. For those of us that have had teenagers, you have dinner and they are in their bedroom. You're communicating to them on WhatsApp that food is ready. Yeah, I know you haven't gotten there. Now you're going into AI. Your houses will not even need WhatsApp. A child will just be talking to a gadget, and the gadget will be bringing the food. You're going to soon be out of this equation because of AI. I want you to be serious about these children, and I'll give last 2 tips. A no from a parent. Listen, Mama, muinechisa. A no is a no. And there should be many no's. Because even God has a no. So from a parent, if there is no no, the day you are going to say a no, the child is going to throw tantrums. The child is going to kwekandaga, avemaka. The child is going to seek for refuge somewhere else, where they are not used to anybody telling them. Even all of them will be getting into university. 15 years added to the lowest rank here, which is about 3 years. We are talking about 18 years, they will be getting into university. Let me tell you, by the time they get to 11, to 12, to 13, and they get into that age of puberty, they will have already sensed your maximum capacity to react on anything. So I just want to warn you, each one of you, that the mantle is now. So, very lastly, have some me time with the child, even when you don't say something. Children learn a lot by observing you. They know mommy is not happy today. They sort themselves. You tell him or her, they don't tambula nawe. My mother used to do the same. No atambula nawe, China chagambye, ne lunch natajigula, ne mutambula okuba twalinanga amaduuka bagayitanga drapers mutemukyagamanya awali Crane Bank, former Crane Bank, waliwo amaduuka gayitanga drapers. No, nemuyingira mulino, nemuyingira muliri, novaayo nga tolina kyolidde, maybe agulidde kasoda koka, n'okomawo eka n'olya entula. Gwe oyagala omugulire chips, omugulire takeaway, simanyi muyita takeaway, omugulire whatever those things that you're talking about. Birungi, naye deny them sometimes. Oli mu maka wakafumbirwa, temunaba na kumala myezi 5 n'omwaka tegunawera olina ne maid. Ebyo tunabyogera olunaku olulala. Kakati nsaba tujjumbire essomero. I have been very impressed by the standard of the exhibitions here. I do a lot of team building and team dynamics in many organizations. There are games I've seen and learned the first day here. Gasizimani. Not because I'm not current, I am. So, the standard of display here, the love for the teachers and the love for our children by the teachers, the organization, the delegation, the seamless transition of things here, not because I have any connection to the school, but because of the standards of the school, because I'm a board chairman of a number of schools which are not even related to me. I can see there is hope here. Let us work together as parents. Let us make sure that our children attend school. Let us be inquisitive about what they learn in school, and especially something new they learn every day, because in each and every calendar of the school, there's something new they learn. This is what we see. I am very impressed for your participation and your coming finally, even if you came late. But at the end of the day, your presence here matters to those people, because some of these photos here that you've actually taken are going to be the photos you show these guys at a certain point in their ages, when they are graduating from university, when they are getting married, and many of those things. Peace of the Lord that transcends all understanding be with each one of you, wherever you are, wherever you go, wherever you stay, and in the business of running this school together. In Jesus' name we do pray. Amen.